just love that it just turned into the fucking low tier god. Oh, that's great. Yes, it's later and not now. While I got this pulled up, though, I would like to point out, just because I'm looking at the newsletter because it's right on the other tab, this is probably the best bit of news we have ever gotten for this game. For the global side. And that is not cope even. This is actually crazy information. Just starting from the beginning, right? We'll go to the beginning. We're getting the 110 draw early. Now again, is this next patch or is this 2.0? So, you know, either way, it is coming earlier than the 2.3 or 2.4, I believe TW got it, from what I was told. But it's still crazy that we're getting it early. I am of the firm belief that you don't pull on this patch, on this, not on this patch, sorry, on this banner, though, because you can't change my mind. 50-50 will always be better. But for the people who don't like taking risks and just want to guarantee their unit, they want to swipe their card for the, like, 140 bucks it's going to be, or whatever it's going to end up being. I think it's like $120 per unit.
Wow,
that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
Too bad I'm not reading them.
Yeah. But the $120 for the unit, if you want to swipe your card 120 and get it, that is perfectly fine for you. I think it's a scam. I'd rather risk my 50-50 any day of the week. The 50-50 is statistically better long term. That is the best way to put it. But yeah, crazy that we're getting it early. I'm happy for those who are going to use it. I will never touch it. This confirms that, yeah, like the 6-month thing we were just talking about, keeping this sucks. It sucks. It's bad. Waiting 6 months for a unit that China TW got like 3 weeks after their patch went away, you know? It sucks, but like, whatever. I'll throw my hands up in the air and just deal with it. This was the biggest complaint. This was the most valid piece of criticism that I saw ever in this game. The fact of the matter is, when they got the Lufel plans 3 and 4, they got the ability to just get a free Minami dupe. And a Minami dupe is way better. Here, we're gonna go back to the game real quick. A Minami dupe, even if it's just one singular dupe, is infinitely better. Where am I? There we are. Than any dupe that you can get here. This was worse in every regard. Because none of these units are really relevant later, except for maybe Anne. But like, even still, like, it's crazy to sit there and be like, not having her in this when they got that. That was like super bad. So having that in the game, good change. Happy that we actually have a chance to get it now for free. And you can get a weapon. Her 5-star weapon is now just a free thing you can get. You don't gotta wait the 6 months or cash in your salamander tokens. We are gonna be able to pick her weapon for free. And you should pick her. And remains relevant, however you need Howler, and I mean need Howler. Yeah, see, like, that's cool. That's great. I like that the standard characters in the game, while not the best, are usable. Like, even from my understanding, Ryuji later is usable. He is passable. He is not great. He is usable, though. You can build him. If you don't have anyone who does physical damage and you need someone, Ryuji will do the job. Same with Anne. Anne is usable. Anne remains relevant, actually. So she ends up being like a good fire DPS pick. I know Rin falls off, but Rin is good now. And then, like, she may fall off a little later when we get access to better debuffer. She's still like an okay debuffer. There's like only 2 5-stars in the game that are genuinely bad. In the standard banner, okay? 2. There's 2 that you will never convince me are usable. You won't convince me Morgana's good. And you won't convince me Riddle's good. These units are not good. I don't care how much copium you want to huff about Morgana. I won't listen to it. I'm entitled to that opinion because I keep pulling this fucking asshole. He doesn't leave me alone. And it's not like I just pulled a lot of 5 stars. Let's look. I sparked this. I had to pick this. I picked it. I picked it. I didn't pull this. I had to pick this by doing 300 summons on the standard banner, okay? I have never pulled Rin. I have A1 and I have A0 Ryuji, and I just pulled Riddle, okay? I'm allowed to say Morgana's bad, and I hate this little cat. I hate this cat. I hate this cat. I hate it. Tangent over. We'll stop looking at the cat. I promise. But, yeah. So get all that in mind. The 5 stars are good in the game. Barring 2. We get a free 5-star weapon from Minami too, which is important. What's the next thing? We gold tickets in the Phantom Draft. 6 months later, yeah, it's that. For the Chinese New Year variant, tosses her out of the water. That's fair. Like, getting an upgrade is okay, but the unit's still usable. That's what's important. We're getting, what is it? It was like 20 tickets, 20 mil coins. This does not make up for the loss of time by cutting the 3 patches we've already cut. We've cut some filler patches, which means we've lost physical days of logging in and building up rewards, but this is really good. And this is going to be better now, but they're not going to keep doing this, and we are going to keep skipping these filler patches. So, eventually, this is not going to, like, pay off, you know? This 20 is, like, holding us over. It's, like, holding you over, but eventually they're going to have to give more. If you want to keep up with how many summons TWCN would have gotten in the same amount of time. Paid items. The fact that they address that the paid items are more expensive. Yes, they give better rewards, but they are more expensive. And that is bad. Because the fact that they're so cheap and had less stuff, but they had other materials around the paid currencies was really good. So, hopefully, they do something with this. The shop prices being adjusted made me grin so much. It's so good. It is so good. Anyone who's like a light spender should be ecstatic about this. Me, I'm a Giga Whale. They're going to cut the amount of things I get, the gems I get from the pack, so I have to actually buy regular gems more, which kind of sucks. But that's like whale problems. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I hate that they changed the prices. Because that's silly. Changing the prices so that it's equivalent and low spenders have a chance to get these packs is a good thing. We are currently working on features where characters where they can obtain various items dispatching characters of their choosing. I know TW has this. TW has this, right? Players can obtain a special one-time item called a Thief's Cognite Shard, where players can exchange 60 of this special item for a Cognite that can be used to increase the awareness level of a character. Yeah, these are the commissions. I don't know what commissions are. I had a question for you, Mark. Do you have a TW account? You know a lot about TW, so I'm assuming you have a TW account. Do you think you could send me some pictures of what commissions look like on Discord? You don't even have to join my Discord server. I'll give you my Discord ID. But you played Azure Lane where commissions also exist? Ah, okay. Okay, never mind that. That's fine. I want to know what this looks like. Because I don't watch streams too much on TW. Because I'm a global player. I'm never going to go play the TW servers. So, experiencing these myself is fun. It follows the same system. Yeah, I played Azure Lane. I played a couple of those games. I'm familiar with them. This is such a good change, though. Being able to get these cognitive shards. What am I supposed to call them? I'm calling them shards. Getting the thief shards is good. How many do we get, though? You know? Like, are we going to be able to farm a unit? Is it like a 1 a day? 1 a week? You grab some units and you plant them into a commission choice, yielding some base rewards based on type. Yeah. These shards, though, are these like a farmable currency? Are we going to be able to farm them at all? Like, is this something like, oh, you can get 1 a day? Because if you can get one a day, it's insanely broken. If you can get one a week, it might be a little worse. 60 weeks for an awareness shard is pretty shit. If it's one a week, it's going to be shafted. Exactly. Because that means you need more than a full year to get one awareness level. That's shit. I will need to reach out with some people who I know play the TW server. Because I think, don't they have this feature on there? Because they have the dispatches. Do they get these thief shards from that? And what does it look like? I'll ask around. Lufel Business Plan EX. Something that CN doesn't even have. CNTW, they don't have this. This is us. Are they going to give us some salamander coins to get started? Because that's crazy. If they give you 10, even just 10, letting you buy any 5-star weapon of your choice from the standard units, you can buy one early, hold it until you get like a character you really want to invest into, and then just shred the weapon into refinement dupes for that unit you really like. This is great. More tokens is a good thing. We're going to get 60 of these rare items through an event, these Cognite shards. By gathering 60 of this rare item, players can exchange it for the Cognite and awaken a thing of a character that are in the Gold Commission. In the Japanese and Western versions, you can also extend it to units like Ren, Minami, Yusuke, Makoto, and Yumi. This is the biggest part here. In the 2.0 version, some of the characters above will be available exchange. Details will be announced at a later date. This item can also be obtained from the task that features that will be in the version 2.0. Is this all the units we're getting? Because are we going to get more than this? Are you going to be able to get cord? I would interpret this as I would interpret this as the possibility that we can get future ones later too. Because if you can get free cord dupes from this, you should just pick cord, you know? Because it says like. I want to know what this is. This is a little vague. You can get the unit for free. I thought you couldn't pick the unit itself. I thought these awareness dupes from these things are just the dupe. You won't get the unit if you buy this. I could be wrong, but I was pretty sure that's what it sounded like. For me, I prefer full A1R0. They won't let me do this on Cord for a long time due to her status. That is fair. That is fair. If that is the case, yeah, we'll see. I want to see more about it before I sit there and say things, but the idea that they're adding the gacha characters to this forces out highlights. True. But she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. You gotta admit, Mark. She's pretty cool. Highlights are fun. People just want to press that button more. But this is crazy. Like, the fact that we're gonna get gacha characters in the first place on this is such a, like opposite of Doom posting moment. Like, this is, like, actual, like, hope for right here. Because they can always add some. Even if they don't want to add, like, the super popular units to it, being able to farm out some dupes on these less popular units will be good. It means you have to whale less, which is always great. Gift campaign. Name not final. This is the previously mentioned campaign where players can obtain Minami's cognate and weapon. Around mid to late September, we plan to hold a special campaign that's exclusive to the Japanese and Western versions where players can obtain thief shards and a 5-star weapon. We get a free 5-star weapon. So that means we're getting 2, possibly 2. Again, I don't know what Lethal Plan EX is going to look like, because we don't know what this is. But we're going to get 2 5-star weapons between 1.4 and 2.0. That's really good. You know? Free 5-star weapon here, free 5-star weapon here. This one's going to be a lot harder to earn, of course, but you will get to this. You will get it eventually. So, free weapon. That includes Minami's weapon. Getting Minami's weapon for free, amazing. You should do it. I don't know what else is going to be in this thing, The only reason you might not pick it is if Phoebe's weapon's in there, but even still then, I still think you pick up Minami's weapon. And then some closing words. This is also it. This is another thing. Yes. This is something that they throw off here at the end, but like they don't make a big deal out of, but I feel like people need to talk about, okay? I've not watched what other people have said, but the idea is that we're gonna get, like, while we're still playing the catch-up game, we're gonna get like a whole thing dedicated to us being tied together. It's gonna be all, I'm like peeking the hell out of my mic right now because I'm getting way too excited. Turning myself down a little bit just so that I don't peek my mic. Whoops. But playing this right here, this is crazy. We're gonna play events at the same time as them. We won't have the information. If they throw in some units here that kind of shift up the schedule too, all these like planned ahead videos kind of get thrown out the window. And I think that's a great idea. I would love for us to throw this around and maybe throw in some new units at the same time so people don't have all this information. Because while I am of the belief that more power to us is a good thing, I do understand this is a company that's to make money. So by throwing a big wrench in everyone's system of like, oh, do I pull or skip? By throwing in units that didn't arrive at this time can really help drive up revenue and also make players happy. Because like, people want to test new toys. They don't want to know what's good, you know? If I'm told this unit's bad in 6 months, I'm not going to want to pull for it. That's ridiculous. You throw a new unit out there that nobody knows about, everyone's pulling because it's new. It's a brand new toy. No one's got info on this toy. This isn't hand-me-downs anymore. That's a little cope, saying they would add something. Be wild if they somehow release Barry a lot earlier. I actually don't want that. That is not what I'm saying when I say this. When they're talking about releasing simultaneous events, I want them to drop a brand new unit on the Chinese server. I want them to drop a brand new unit here and here at the exact same time. Something that nobody has the numbers on, you know? I want it to be a brand new unit that nobody knows anything about. Because that will change up a lot of all these, like, should I fool or skip? Because imagine here, we'll go back to the banner real quick. Imagine you're like, right here, right? We're having fun. Haru banner's about to drop because we just got past Cherish. And we're like, oh, Haru's next. And they go, nope. Brand new unit, never before seen. Like, whoa, do I pull now? Do I save? Are they good? Are they bad? We won't know. We won't have the numbers. So a lot of these just like impulse pullers are going to pull, they're going to spend money, but it's also going to be fun to actually talk about this unit live, you know? Because I don't ever want to play on TWCN. I want to play my server, but I also want to sit there and not know that like, oh, hey, like, skip, pull, skip, super pull, maybe skip, pull, skip, maybe skip, pull, super pull. You know, like, knowing this information kind of sucks. So, getting that hidden information actually helps a lot for everybody. Because people like new things. That's kind of my piece on this letter, though. I genuinely think it is a great thing to have finally addressed. They addressed most of the issues. They just skipped the one that people are making the biggest deal about by just saying that, yes, they're staying firm on it. So, like, they didn't even skip it. They did address it. They just said that, yeah, guys, this is the reality. This is what we're doing. And it sucks, but it's better than the alternative of just sitting here and being like, oh, when are they doing it? So, any unit that you know gets added to standard later, you gotta look. Are you willing to wait 6 months for that unit? If you're willing to wait, it's a skip. If you're not willing to wait, you gotta pull. That's the simple answer now. I wish they had said this, you know, before 4 hours before Minami left. Because that's what I really feel bad about. The people who are like, oh, I want Minami, but I know she's going to standard at some point. And then they do a dev stream, and then they announce 4 hours before her banner goes away. Oh, by the way, she won't be back for 6 months. Those guys got super shafted. If you wanted Minami, but you didn't know if it was worth pulling for yet or not, because you knew she'd be added to standard, you know, that sucks. I feel really bad for those guys. Anyone who was just gonna wait no matter what, though, I don't feel bad. It sucks, but it's not like the end of the world. Like, and now that we have this information ahead of time with Phoebe, you can plan ahead. Do you really like Phoebe? Do you want to run these mono element teams to use her to her quote unquote maximum potential, right? If you do, pull her. She's going to be really good for a while. I think she'll probably be better in like mono fire than Futaba, I would imagine. I'd imagine if you're running 4 fire units, she's still going to be better than Futaba for that team. Futaba's great, don't get me wrong, but I imagine, based on what I was reading of the kit, being able to stack that same element buff and getting the super buffs from her like cocktails, that's going to be a really good unit for those teams. It's hyper niche,